Hey guys, Mihao here from AirG Soccer. Welcome to this week's fitness video. We're going to start with our warm-up. For this warm-up, you're going to need 4 cones. Like we've said in the past, if you don't have cones, just pick anything from home: socks, shoes, books, canned goods, something obviously that's not breakable, but the list is endless, all right? As you guys can see in the diagram, we have a 20 by 30 yard rectangle. On one side, we'll be starting with a 30 yard jog, then a 20 yard dynamic exercise warm up, then a 30 yard 70 to 80% sprint, and then back to a 20 yard dynamic warm up full of exercises that we'll be going over. So that is the pattern that we're going to be going through. I'm now going to go through a few different versions of the dynamic warm-up that you guys can work on. As you had just seen, I was opening the gate and I was closing the gate. Now we're going to go through a few different things that you can work on at the dynamic stage. All right guys, that concludes the dynamic warm-up with the jogging and the sprinting. That should last you about 5 minutes. Next phase, you're just going to get into some just simple stretching. Overall, we want to stretch all of our body, but there are going to be specifics where you guys are going to know that you want to stretch a little bit more or not. So take about a good 5 minutes now just to do that, and we're going to get into our fitness session. So we'll be going with the same setup, 20 yard by 30 yard rectangle. We're going to start with our jog. When we get to the corner, to the first cone, we're going to do a squat or a squat jump. After 30 seconds, each exercise at each corner is going to be 30 seconds long. When you finish that, you're going to go into a 20 yard sprint on the short side. When you reach the end, you're going to then do your exercises. The second exercise is a plank, then into a jog. Third exercise is push-ups, sprint, and then last one, sit-ups. Okay guys, so we're going to start with our jog, and then we're going to get to our first exercise in that corner, which are going to be our squats. Guys, just make sure when we do get to the corner, we have a timer ready. I've got my clock here, and I'm going to be starting my squats for 30 seconds. Last 30, straight into my sprint. Nice and quick, 30-second plank or bridge. Make sure, guys, you've got a nice flat back, right? Don't put your bum up, don't sag, okay? Have a nice stiff core. And hold it for 30. 10 more seconds. And into an immediate jog. And down for 30 seconds of push-ups. If you guys struggle doing the standard push-ups, you are more than welcome to go onto your knees and using the assisted method. Do remember though, that we're not bobbing our head. We are putting all our weight into our arms, and we are doing push-ups, and we still are working our arms, right? So your knees are just a pivot point, okay? But all your weight is going into your arms. 30 seconds into a quick sprint. And our last 30 seconds of sit-ups. You guys can pick and choose your sit-up technique. This is obviously the standard. Try to keep your hands up. That promotes you to primarily work on only your core instead of having your hands thrusting you up. You guys can also do crunches, so different sets. You can do different versions of sit-ups. You can also do some side ones. That is time, but you can also do side crunches. Do one side, do it for a full 30, and then the next time around, do your other side for the other 30 seconds. All right, guys, so that concludes one full set. So when you start with your jog and you hit your first corner, doing your jumps, then your sprint, your second corner is your plank, then your jog, that's your recovery time. That second last corner, we were doing push-ups, then a sprint again, and the last corner, like we just demonstrated, sit-ups. So we have 4 corners doing different types of fitness, times 30 seconds. So that's 2 minutes of just doing specific type, just working on specific muscle groups. And in between those 2 minutes, you're jogging and sprinting. So you're looking about 3 minutes of work for one set. We're gonna do 4 more of those. So we're going to do 5 altogether. After you complete your set, sorry, I did forget to mention, you do get a 1-minute break to recover. Okay guys, another variation of the squat, we can actually do a squat jump. Something I did forget to mention in the previous part when we were only doing the squat, really make sure your knees are not going past your toes when you're squatting, so you're driving your butt out, right? And then your knees are over top of your toes, as you guys can see there. So the variation, if you feel like the squat's a little bit easy, then we can push into a squat jump. So I'm going to go down into my squat and I'm going to push off, and when I land, nice and soft on my toes, and then when I land, okay, I go immediately into a squat. Don't forget my technique. I like to have my hands out because I'm really just working my legs, then I'm not forcing my hands up into the jump, right? And now I'm just isolating my leg muscles. So down into a good squat, push up, and back down into that squat. All right, so 30 seconds of that.
Okay guys, we're going to continue with a similar setup. We're going to add a few more cones. We're going to have another red cone right in the middle, and then we're going to grab 6 different colored cones or the same, and you're going to go at 2 corners of the rectangle, and they're going to be heading towards the middle red cone. So you just seen those yellow ones there. Now you'll see another set of 6 yellow ones in the opposite corner. Okay, And what the player is going to be doing, they're going to be dribbling in and out of the yellow cones, just as the zigzag is showing. When you get to the middle cone, you're going to pass the ball to the opposite cone.
Let's get started right away. First bit of footwork that we're going to work on are the outside-inside touches. Now we're going to dribble towards the middle cone.
After you've passed the ball to the next red cone, you're going to sprint back to the yellow cones and you're going to do some agility coordinated exercises in and out of the yellow cones. And then you're going to, when you reach the red cone, you're going to sprint to the next red cone where the ball is and then enter a jog.
When we get to the yellow cone, side to side slalom, around the orange and sprint, and get to the ball and jog.
Just as I mentioned, you're going to enter a light jog, left and right foot alternate. This is a time to recover, catch your breath. When you reach the end, you will then enter the drill one more time in and out of the cones.
And that completes one rep. I'm going to do that 3 more times, so now I'm going to go on the opposite side. I'm going to repeat that exact same setup, and I'm going to do the side I started on and this side one more time. So 4 altogether, 4 repetitions equals 1 set, and we're going to do 5 sets, guys, okay? So I'm now currently on my 2nd rep. So I'm going to, after I finish my jog with the ball, back into here, and again, outside, inside touches. And jog your recovery onto our 4th repetition. Last one, we get a nice little minute break. Alright guys, and there are your 4 reps done for your very first set. Each repetition, you're looking at about 30 to 40 seconds, 45 seconds of work. Depending how fast, how fit you are, you're working anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes for 1 full set. And we're going to do 5 of those. So we've already done 1, we do 4 more, which is going to equate somewhere from 10 to 15 minutes of work, plus your 1 minute break in between the sets. Don't forget that break, guys, because you want to be coming back with as much energy as possible, so you're going at high speed, high intensity. All right guys, so we've completed our first set. Every set, so the next 4 are all going to be different types of footwork, ball footwork through the cones and actual footwork when you don't have the ball. Okay, so watch the next 4 bits of footwork that we're going to be doing in and out of the cone. So every single set you should be changing it up, what you're doing with the ball and without the ball in and out of the yellow cones. So that was a rollover touch. Then when you pass the ball to the corner, and when you're coming back, you're going to be doing high knees, side to side, quick knees. Notice it's a double step in between each space, and I'm going to lead with my front foot, and then I'm going to continue with the trailing foot in that same space, and then again lead with the lead foot, and then with the trailing foot in that same space. So right, left, right, left, right, left. Remember to go the opposite way when you're in the other corner. So that's for your second set. Third set, we're going to do the pull, push, touch across. And on the way back, high knees, quick knees, but going in a straightforward line instead of going sideways this time. All right, now the fourth set, they are going to be sole taps moving in a sideways pattern. Just watch, you're going to be going up and down. So only using the bottom of my foot, sole taps. Crossover stutter, cross stutter, cross stutter. And for our final fifth set, with our bit of footwork, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. We're gonna do some juggling, so you're gonna juggle from one end to the other, just on the side of the yellow cones. Okay, and on the way back, just like with the ball, we didn't use the cones. So when we pass the ball off to the next corner, we're gonna simply just sprint all the way to the orange corner cone and then sprint to our ball to get into our recovery jog. All right, Airdrie, thanks for joining in with the fitness session. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you got a good little blow out of it. Stay tuned for next week's technical session from Tomo, follow along session with myself, and a fitness one near the end of the week. Okay guys, take care. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.